Hey there, survivors, how's it going? I'm your host, Douglas here at Dromboy Productions, bringing you another Trick or Treat Studios mask review. And today we're going to be continuing our journey, taking a look at many different Trick or Treat Studios masks and products with yet again another R.L. Stine piece, and you guessed it, another Goosebumps piece. You can never have too much Goosebumps. So with that being said, viewer beware, you're in for a scare. Alright, seriously guys, I promise I do have some non-mask related products to take a look at this season, but of course, we love masks here, that's what we're all about, so we're going to be continuing with yet another mask, and of course we have another Goosebumps piece. I'm very excited to take a look at this one. I've been excited to take a look at most of these, some of them, like the Mud Monster, not quite as exciting, but this one is definitely a more exciting piece. We've recently been reviewing the new Goosebumps book series vinyl masks by Trick or Treat Studios, and in the past we've taken a look at pretty much the entire line of TV series latex masks, and today I'm happy to announce that we are finally going to be completing the TV series latex mask line, because today we're going to be taking a look at the Haunted Mask 2. Now, unfortunately for the vinyl mask series, the book series that's recently come out, I did miss out on getting one of the Haunted Mask vinyl masks. I think they're still available, so I haven't missed out entirely, but when I was picking up that initial line, I missed out on all of those. And when I initially picked up the line of TV series latex masks, I actually did go ahead and order one of the Haunted Mask 2 masks. However, if I remember correctly, they were back ordered, and it took a while for this one to arrive, and this was supposed to be reviewed a while ago on the channel, as is the case with many of these different masks we're taking a look at this season, but they're still new to the channel, they're masks I have not reviewed, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at these pieces. I'm a huge fan of Goosebumps and all their various different monsters overall, but if you know me, you know that I'm a massive fan of the Haunted Mask. The book, the TV series version, it does not matter, I love it. Haunted Mask 1, Haunted Mask 2, even some of the later books, some of the newer entries, I guess some of those aren't as new anymore, but even some of those are still pretty nice. But of course the original is a classic, and that original TV series version, fantastic. But the Haunted Mask 2 is one that doesn't seem to get as much love, and that makes me really sad, because not only is it a great story, a great book, and of course a great episode, but the mask design here is really cool. The design for the original Haunted Mask is very fearsome, it looks very monstrous, whereas Haunted Mask 2 just kind of looks like an old witch and almost like suffering. It doesn't really look as menacing as much as it does like it's in pain or suffering, obviously to some degree rotting away, just looking at all those folds and wrinkles. Aren't we all rotting away? But seriously, this does look pretty grotesque. I always thought that this was a extremely cool sculpture that, like I said, has always been kind of overshadowed by the original, and I haven't seen this one get very much love. The episode itself is really fun, the mask design is really cool and creepy, and as for the book covers, personally, I prefer the Haunted Mask 2 book cover to the original. The original is definitely more iconic, but 2 is just a really cool illustration. Well, I guess that's my overall review on the mask design. As for the sculpture itself, I think this is a really nice sculpture. There are a few other fan sculpts out there that are really nice as well, but personally, I think this one captures that look really well. I think that the Haunted Mask 2 sculpture by Trick or Treat Studios is a little bit closer to the original than the Haunted Mask 1 sculpture that they put out. Not to say that I don't like the original, but this one is definitely a little bit closer to the source material in my opinion. The paintwork on it leaves a little bit to be desired. Not that it's bad, but it's just very flat and basic. You pretty much just have one standard tone, a little bit of shadowing in some places, a little bit of subtle red here in the mouth, the tooth is painted, but that's about it for paintwork. So yeah, pretty flat. There are some pictures online of the actual screen-used Haunted Mask 2 as it is today, and there's a few different versions of it with a few different paint styles, but most of those are a lot more vibrant than this, so this one is a bit disappointing with the paint job. Now for the hair, this is something that I absolutely love. You get this really thin, wispy hair, looks very witch-like of course, it fluffs up very nicely, but a majority of the front is actually hand punched, which is something you do not see very often on Trick or Treat Studios masks at all. It's also worth noting that this mask is not big head friendly, so if you're looking to wear this and use it for a costume or something like that, if you have a larger size head, this thing is not going to fit you. And comfort level wise, it's a little bit uncomfortable. The eyes are pretty sunken in here, and at least on most people I know that can even fit it, it seems that that's kind of a comfort problem. But I can't even fit the mask, so I couldn't tell you for sure on that one, but I have heard some complaints from some other friends. And just looking at the way it's sculpted in, I could definitely see that being an issue. I don't see anything in the mouth ventilation-wise, but of course the nostrils do have nose holes. Another thing I do love about these latex masks, if you are a collector who likes to have these as a official merchandise piece, the tag on the side actually has the book cover for the latex versions, which is a little bit weird because these are the TV series masks, whereas the actual book cover masks don't have that graphic on them. I really do wish that those tags did have the individual graphics of whichever character it was, but I understand that would mean that they would have to manufacture multiple different versions of that tag for the entire line. But still, I don't know, I think that that's just a really, really cool thing. Seeing that on the side of these makes me want to leave the tags on versus taking them off. Alright, we've now got to the point in the video where I like to read you all the excerpt directly from the Trick or Treat Studios website, so let's go ahead and take a look. Here we have the Goosebumps Haunted Mask 2 for $59.99. Sculpted by Alexander Ray as well. Trick or Treat Studios is proud to present the officially licensed Goosebumps Haunted Mask 2 from the Chilling Goosebumps installment, The Haunted Mask 2. Pick up the Goosebumps Haunted Mask 2 today, but be warned, you might not want to put it on. And see, this is something I do like to see on the Trick or Treat Studios website. They actually do list the size for the mask. It says it's approximately 25 inches around the brow and 5.5 inches from the jaw to the brow. So it gives you a little bit of measurements that, you know, you do have to do some groundwork for yourself to find out what your proper measurements are, but for people out there who are buying masks with the intent to wear them, you should be doing that anyway. My overall thoughts on the mask are this: I think it is a really cool sculpture. I like the hair on it. The paint job, though, is a little bit disappointing. This is one of those masks I would definitely want to repaint or do paint touch-ups on to make it a little bit nicer. Definitely could use some alterations. Comfort-wise, though, I'm not sure that there's much you could do. So if you do intend to wear this, maybe go ahead and do some measurements before buying one of these, but as a collector's piece, I think it is fantastic. For $59.99, I know that that's a little bit pricier than the vinyl masks, which does make me like the vinyl masks a little bit more. But still, if you're interested in trying to collect all the different TV series Goosebumps monsters, or you're just interested in having a haunted mask in particular for your collection, you can't really beat it for that price. There are some other artists out there that do make these, but they're going to be a lot more expensive than $59.99. But yet again, you get what you pay for, so if you're looking for something a little bit nicer, maybe go that route. But if you're looking for something like this, definitely I would recommend picking up one of the Trick or Treat Studios Haunted Mask 2s for your collection today. And I think that about covers it for today's video. I love you all, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for some more videos coming very soon, and I'll see you next time.